Hi there. This is a set of videos that I put together just for you. I look forward to reading your comments and receiving your suggestions on how to make these videos more enjoyable or ideas for specific content that you might have. Thanks for watching. Welcome to July. Today, Porsches include a 356 and three 911s. Hi there. Porsche sold on Bring a Trailer include a Guards Red 2000 911 Coupe with 57,000 miles that sold for $38,250. A nice car, a big price. This was well sold. A black 2001 911 Turbo Coupe with 147,000 miles sold for $39,996. Lots of miles and some modifications, this was still probably a fair sale price. A black 43,000 mile 2009 911 Turbo Coupe presented by a great seller sold for $112,997. Sold in March by this seller for $115,000, the buyer at that time wasn't able to get the car in and out of their driveway. Today, still well sold. A triple black 1964 356C Cabriolet sold for $139,000. A very clean and well-presented car, this was sold at about full retail. Fair, but on the edge of well sold. Two cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met today, July 1st. A black over gray 2002 Porsche 911 Cabriolet with 78,000 miles was bid to $18,500. A red over black 1979 Ferrari 308 GTS located in Canada was bid to $45,250. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include a 356 and five 911s. Ferraris include an F355 and a 360 Spider. Hi there. Porsche sold on Bring a Trailer today include a bitter chocolate 1980 911 SC Coupe with 189,000 miles that sold for $63,911. Bitter chocolate is not one of the more attractive exterior color options Porsche produced ever. There's a word that comes to mind. Two. Well sold. A black over Carrera Red 11,000 mile 2012 911S Cabriolet sold for $73,500. Yikes. Sticker on this shocker was $121,000. This was a fair sale. An amber metallic 1979 930 turbo slant nose conversion with 103,000 miles sold for $99,999. Lots of mods here in addition to the steel flares, and it sold for a not unreasonable price if you like this sort of thing. A light ivory 1964 356 SC Coupe sold for $135,000. Probably a fair sale price. This is a nice car. A Guards Red 12,000 mile 1997 911 Turbo S presented by a great seller sold for $560,000. A beautiful car in every way, one of 176. This was very well sold. A black 1994 911 Turbo S 3.6 package with 41,000 miles presented by a great seller sold for $800,964. Another stunning car. This is one of 17 package examples. Bid to $875,000 on this platform last November. Today this was very well sold. I'll show more and talk about these last two 911s in today's short video. For Ferrari, a Rosso Corsa over beige 2005 360 Spider with 20,000 miles sold for $180,000. Probably a fair sale price. This car has had what seems to be top shelf care the past decade. A Rosso Corsa over tan 18,000 mile 1996 F355 Berlinetta sold for $186,000. A very clean car. This was likely a fair sale price. One car on Bring a Trailer was bid with its reserve not met today, July 2nd. A 2009 Porsche Cayenne GTS with 160,000 miles was bid to $21,000. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include a 914, a pair of Boxsters, and 6 911s. Hi there. Porsches sold on Bring a Trailer include a Zenith Blue over Gray 46,000 mile 2000 Boxster that sold for $16,500. Zenith is a great color. The gray, not so much, but this was well purchased. A Bahia Red original owner 1972 914 sold for $18,250. A nice car, but curious ownership history with evidence that the car was not always well loved. This was a fair sale price. A black 1990 911 C4 Coupe with 96,000 miles located in Canada sold for $59,500. A 964 with an Illinois salvage title in its history and a Canadian junk title, plus a handful of other issues, this was likely well sold. A modified Guards Red 1988 911 Targa with 113,000 miles sold for $72,250. Fitted with a red Targa roof and an odd ducktailish spoiler, this does seem to be a decent car, and likely a fair sale price. A Meteor over Burgundy 1985 911 Targa M491 sold for $92,000. A well-prepared and recently maintained car, this was a fair sale price. An agate gray over black 10,000 mile 2017 911 Targa 4S X51 sold for $144,000. The sticker was $162,000. This was well sold. An Amazon Green 1992 911 Turbo with 71,000 miles presented by a great seller sold for $210,000. An all-around nice car, this was a lower sale price than expected, well purchased. An Amethyst 1992 911 Carrera RS with 78,000 kilometers sold for $257,000. Sold here in 2018 for $200,000, this was a fair sale price. I'll show more and talk about this 964 in today's short video. On Cars and Bids, an Arctic Silver over Black 1997 Boxster with 57,000 miles sold for $13,100. Another in our recent spate of excellent 986 values, this was well purchased. One Porsche on Bring a Trailer was bid with its reserve not met today, July 3rd. A Guards Red, 39 years owned, rest of world 1982 911 Turbo Coupe was bid to $130,000. On Cars and Bids, a black over beige 1986 911 Targa was bid to $41,250. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, a 924, a 944, a Boxster, a dozen 911s, a Ferrari 308, and a Dino. Hi there. Porsche sold on Bring a Trailer include a Polar White 1977 924 Martini Championship Edition with 43,000 miles that sold for $27,333. A huge price for a 924. This is one of the best around. This was understandably very well sold. An Alpine White original owner 1984 944 with 18,000 miles sold for $28,000. A very nice 944, a fair value, and a car that would make an interesting companion to the 924, as long as you like the dashes. A red, modified 1977 911 presented by a great seller sold for $69,013. A bit of a Frankenstein's creation, this 77 has 993 style bodywork and seats, a 964 engine, and a nice paint job. This was well purchased. A red, Twin-plug 2.5-liter powered 1970 911T coupe presented by a great seller sold for $125,000. A little hot rod, 2,100 pounds of fun, this 911T was a fair sale. A repainted, blue, modified 1977 911S coupe sold for $129,000. Originally silver and sold here for $41,000 in 2019, this car has undergone extensive modifications and a huge pile of cash was spent. This sale seems a fair purchase. A Grand Prix white 33,000-mile 1996 911 C4S sold for $146,000. A decent car, except for the painted wheels, and a full sale price. This edges past fair, well sold. A black 34,000-mile 2002 911 GT2 sold for $152,000. A lower sale price than expected, this was well purchased. A black, non-sunroof 1993 911 RS America with 60,000 miles sold for $176,000. RS Americas are great cars, and this one looks better than average. Sold much better than it likely should have. This was well sold. And at this price, it's disappointing that it still wears a frown. On the Italian side, a repainted pale blue 1972 Dino 246 GT with 33,000 kilometers sold for $410,000. Multiple paint jobs didn't seem to hold back the bidding on this. This was a fair sale. On Cars and Bids, an Arctic Silver over Blue 2003 Boxster with 114,000 miles sold for $11,001. This is a clean 986 at a very nice price. Well purchased. A Lapis Blue over Blue 2001 911 Cabriolet with 72,000 miles sold for $28,000. Not a perfect car, but pretty nice. This was a fair sale price. On P-Car Market, a Speed Yellow over Black 2004 911 Turbo Cab X50 sold for $49,000. If you are a yellow fan, this was a wonderful purchase. Otherwise, yep, still a wonderful purchase. A silver 1975 911 Coupe with 90,000 miles sold for $52,000. This seems to have been an honest car at a fair price. A Carrera White over Cocoa 43,000-mile 2009 911 Turbo Cab sold for $80,000. I'm not a white fan, but this car was convincing, and it was well purchased. A black 2004 911 GT3 with 53,000 miles sold for $86,000. A 996.2 GT3 at this price is a steal, very well purchased. A Sand Beige 1967 911 Coupe sold for $110,000. Sold on Bring a Trailer for $96,000 last year, this above-average car sold on the high end of fair. For Ferrari, a Blue Serra over Beige 1980 308 GTSI with 80,000 miles sold for $51,000. One of the better Italian colors, this 308 driver was well purchased. Two cars were bid with their reserves not met today, July 5th. A Rosso Corsa over Beige, one family-owned 1993 Ferrari 348 TS Series Speciale with 7,000 miles was bid to $127,000. On Cars and Bids, a black 1997 Porsche 911 Coupe with 69,000 miles was bid to $81,000. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include a 944, a pair of Boxsters, and 11 911s, plus an F355, a 599, and a 330 GTC for Ferrari. Hi there. Porsche sold on Bring a Trailer include a slate gray over black 2000 Boxster S with 73,000 miles that sold for $18,750. A nice color combination, this was a fair sale. A repainted beige 1986 944 Turbo with 130,000 miles sold for $27,450. Originally Kalahari beige, despite the mileage, this 944 is a quality specimen and the paint exceptional. This was just beyond fair. A seal gray 2002 911 coupe with 96,000 miles sold for $27,996. A decent car, this 996 sold at a fair price. Another seal gray 911, this a one-owner 2004 911 C4S coupe with 95,000 miles sold for $46,250. As I've said many times, C4Ss are some of my favorites. This was beyond fair, well sold. A Prussian Blue modified 1985 911 coupe with 132,000 miles sold for $62,000. Lots of miles, but still a good-looking car. This was a fair sale. A repainted black 1975 911 Carrera coupe sold for $65,500. Originally light yellow, this is one of 395 produced, and with the paint change, this was very well purchased. A silver, modified 1987 911 Turbo Coupe with 118,000 miles sold for $70,190. Fitted with 964 Strosek style side skirts and body panels and a massaged engine, as long as the modification work was sound, this was well purchased. A triple black 1987 911 Targa with 87,000 miles sold for $80,500. An above-average car, this was a fair sale price. A pastel yellow 1997 911 coupe with 49,000 miles sold for $93,993. This shade of yellow is uncommon on 993s. This was probably a fair sale. A Guards Red 2023 Cayman GTS 4.0 with 1,100 miles sold for $94,000. Sticker on this 718 was $92,000. This was well sold. A silver 1989 911 Coupe 25th Anniversary Edition with 90,000 miles presented by a great seller sold for $107,000. Silver doesn't usually float my boat, but these are limited production cars. Only 240 of these were made. This was a fair sale price. You're a good boy, bud. You're a good boy. Okay, up down. A Vesuvio Rest of the World 1997 911S Coupe Vesuvio Edition with 174,000 kilometers sold for $173,000. 60 Vesuvio editions were produced for the Belgian market. I like this, and it was very well sold. For Ferrari, a Rosso Corsa over 10,000 mile 1997 F355 Spider sold for $114,600. Low miles and nice condition, this was a fair sale, nearly a bargain. A Grigio Silverstone 24,000 mile 2007 599 GTB Fiorano 6-speed conversion sold for $219,599. An interesting car, beautiful and well purchased. A Grigio Scuro 1967 330 GTC sold for $678,001. Very clean, well presented, and a fair sale today. I'll show more and talk about this 330 in today's short video. On Cars and Bids, an Arctic Silver over Black 1997 Boxster with 139,000 miles sold for $6,600. There are some paint issues, a few bumps and scratches, a cloudy rear window. Still, bargain. On PCAR Market, an Atlas Gray over Gray 2005 911 Cabriolet with 74,000 miles sold for $29,247. I love this car, and it sold at a bargain price. A black 1977 911S coupe sold for $88,000. Fitted with a rebuilt engine, this was a fair sale price on a very clean 911. One car was bid with its reserve not met today, July 6th, on Cars and Bids, an agate gray 2021 911S coupe with 600 miles was bid to $130,500. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include a pair of 944s, 3 Boxsters, and 10 911s, while Ferraris include a 360 Modena and a Testarossa. Hi there. Porsches sold on Bring a Trailer include an Arena Red over Gray 12,000 mile 2000 Boxster that sold for $18,500. Boxsters wear Arena Red very well, and this one is exceptionally clean, and the interior is an especially foamy, angry sea of gray. This was very well purchased. A Guards Red 1985 944 with 59,000 miles sold for $21,000. A decent car, this was a fair sale price. An Arctic Silver 2000 911 coupe with 62,000 miles sold for $29,000. Fitted with an aftermarket aero kit, this was a fair sale. Another Arctic Silver car, this a 17,000 mile 2000 911 Cabriolet, sold for $33,000. A very clean 996, this was well purchased. Guess what? An Arctic Silver, one owner, 2009 Cayman S with 116,000 miles, sold for $34,500. Overall, a nice car, this pushed past the fair sale price into well sold. A black 1980 911 SC with 200,000 miles sold for $45,000. Lots of miles, but a car that looks better than most with this mileage, this was a fair sale. A Silver Rose 1988 944 Turbo S with 96,000 miles presented by a great seller sold for $48,500. Only 500 of these were produced, and they're cool cars. This was well sold. A black over dark gray 2008 911 Turbo Cab with 55,000 miles sold for $63,000. Not a bargain price, but still within the range of fair, this is a very clean 997. A black 1988 911 Coupe with 134,000 miles sold for $72,500. A 911 in very clean condition, this was a little beyond fair for these miles. This was well sold. A Guards Red Rest of World 1985 911 Targa with 81,000 miles sold for $90,000. A very appealing Targa, this was a fair sale. A Polar Silver 1996 911 Coupe with 74,000 miles presented by a great seller sold for $92,993. 993 with a great stance and look. This is a bit of an anomaly. A car from this seller that goes for a reasonable price. This was a fair sale. For Ferrari, a beautiful blue Pozzi 19,000 mile 1999 360 Modena 6-speed conversion sold for $95,000. To me, this is a steal. Well purchased. A Rosso Corsa Euro 1985 Testarossa with 40,000 kilometers sold for $150,000. Another very well purchased car, this redhead was also current on maintenance with a recent belt service and valve adjustment. On Cars and Bids, an Arctic Silver over Blue 2000 Porsche 911 Cabriolet with 130,000 miles sold for $19,250. This 996 is a terrific car that sold at a terrific bargain price. On P-Car Market, an Ocean Blue over Gray 1998 Boxster with 112,000 miles sold for $7,500. Another 986 bargain, very well purchased. A silver 1976 911S Targa 3.2 liter with 104,000 miles sold for $44,250. A pretty nice car. This was a fair sale price. A GT Silver 3,000 mile 2021 Boxster sold for $56,250. Sticker price on this was likely $10,000 greater than this sale price. This was a fair sale. 5 cars were bid with their reserves not met today, July 7th. On Bring a Trailer, a black 9,000 mile 2008 911 Coupe presented by a great seller was bid to $58,000. A basalt black 2003 911 Turbo Coupe with 3,000 miles was bid to $71,000. A ruby red 1965 911 Coupe was bid to $128,000. An Arctic Silver 8,000 mile 2005 911 GT3 was bid to $136,000. On Cars and Bids, a Carrera White over Bordeaux Red 2022 Boxster 25 Years Edition with 500 miles was bid to $79,500. I know it's been a big show today, but I have 2 honorary cars that I just can't help but mention. On Bring a Trailer, there's a 1999 911 C4 Coupe with 96,000 miles that sold for $16,750. It's a Tiptronic. At this price, amazing. And as much as I thought that was a good price, we have another. On P-Car Market, we had a black 2006 911 Cabriolet that sold for $14,000. These are not perfect cars, but for the price, I'm telling you, they're giving them away. These are both great purchases. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, 6 Porsches and a Ferrari sold, 6 Porsches and a Ferrari unsold. Hi there. Porsche sold on Bring a Trailer include a black 45,000 mile 2003 911 Coupe that sold for $31,500. A nice car that sold at a price not out of line. This was a fair sale. A cobalt blue 50,000 mile 2006 Cayman S sold for $37,000. My color, cobalt blue, nice. This 987 was well sold. A dark blue over champagne 1987 911 Cabriolet with 94,000 miles presented by a great seller sold for $54,000. A lovely car. Yes, I said lovely, even the interior. This was a fair sale price. A black 34,000 mile 2006 911 S Coupe sold for $55,500. A clean car sold at just a little more than fair. Well sold. A triple black 2010 911 C4S Cabriolet with 59,000 miles sold for $56,500. My gut tells me that this was well sold, but the data says otherwise. This was a fair sale. Another black 911, this an 84 Coupe with 80,000 miles sold for $63,000. A great car at a great price. This 3.2 Coupe was well purchased. For Ferrari, a Rosso Corsa over Nero 34 years owned 1985 308 GTS Quattro with 45,000 miles sold for $69,000. A fair price for a fair car. This 308 is due a service and it is equipped with something special. 7 cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met today, July 8th. An Arctic Silver over Gray 45,000 mile 2000 Boxster was bid to $12,250. A triple black 2004 911 Cabriolet with 116,000 miles was bid to $17,996. A red 30 years owned 1962 356B 1600S Coupe was bid to $65,500. A black Modified 1997 911 Coupe with 87,000 miles was bid to $85,500. A light ivory 1964 356C Cabriolet was bid to $145,000. A polar silver 41,000 kilometer 1992 911 Carrera RS was bid to $229,000. A red 1972 Ferrari 365 GTB4 Daytona Competizione conversion was bid to $439,013. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include a 912, a pair of Cayman, and a Ferrari F355, plus a look at some upcoming auctions. Hi there. Porsche sold on Bring a Trailer include a Meteor Gray 2007 Cayman S with 59,000 miles that sold for $29,250. Sold here in 2019 for $27,250 and subsequently involved in an accident affecting the rear of the car, plus an additional 17,000 miles on the chassis. I don't really understand this sale, but it was well sold. An agate gray 12,000 mile 2016 Cayman GT4 sold for $105,500. The sticker on this 981 was likely within several $1,000s at this sale price. This was well sold. For Ferrari, a Rosso Corsa over tan Euro 1995 F355 Berlinetta with 43,000 kilometers located in Canada sold for $139,000. Delivered first to Portugal and then moved to Ontario, this, hey. Where were we? Oh yes, this F355 sold at a price on the bargain side of fair. On P-Car Market, a Tangerine 1968 Porsche 912 Sunroof Coupe sold for $63,000. With a newly rebuilt engine and refurbished interior, this was a fair sale price. One Porsche on Bring a Trailer was bid with its reserve not met today, July 9th. A Guards Red turbocharged 1977 911S slant nose conversion was bid to $66,500. In upcoming sales on Bring a Trailer, a Signal Red Daytona Class winning 1965 Porsche 911 Coupe has a current bid of $301,709. A gray-black 2011 Porsche 911 GT3 RS with 19,000 miles has a current bid of $200,000. A Shark Blue 2022 911 GT3 with 1,900 miles has a current bid of $198,000. A black 5,000-mile 2016 911R has a current bid of $260,260. A Midnight Blue Rest of World 1993 911 Turbo 3.6 with 92,000 kilometers has a current bid of $200,000. On P-Car Market, a Kingston Gray 1975 911S backdate with a 3.8-liter 964 engine has a current bid of $150,000. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include a 356, a 912, a Boxster, and 4 911s, plus a Ferrari F512M. Hi there. Porsches sold on Bring a Trailer include a repainted one-owner Aussie Blue 1969 912 Coupe that sold for $50,162. An exhaustively documented car. I like it, but it was originally Tangerine. Bad call. This was well sold. I'll show more and talk about this 912 in today's short video. A black over light gray 1990 911 Cabriolet with 55,000 miles sold for $57,155. Acquired here in 2019 for $40,000. Nice, this was a fair sale price. A Grand Prix White 1986 911 Turbo Coupe with 59,000 miles sold for $147,000. A very, very nice car. This was sold on the high side of the fair range. For Ferrari, a Rosso Corsa Euro 1996 Ferrari F512M with 11,000 kilometers sold for $636,000. One of 501 examples, this special car sold at about market price. This is the third M to sell this year for more than $600,000. On Cars and Bids, a lapis blue over black, better, 2001 Porsche Boxster with 105,000 miles sold for $9,700. This attractive 986 has a few bruises here and there, but it was another bargain. A midnight blue 2008 911S Coupe with 59,000 miles sold for $48,500. A clean car, sad, sandy interior, and a sale price that I think is a bit rich, but the market calls fair. On P-Car Market, a black over tan 1963 356 1600 Super Cabriolet sold for $100,000. Not a bad car. This seems to have been a fair sale price. A blue 1974 911 RSR style race car 3.8 liter twin plug sold for $70,000. This seems like a competent race car build, and the sale price is similar to most built race cars. Well sold. In this case, the engine is worth a high percentage of what the car sold for. 4 cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met today, July 10th. A lapis blue over gray, 25,000 mile 2003 911 Cabriolet was bid to $31,800. A platinum over Cadbury Brown 1984 911 Targa with 90,000 miles was bid to $63,500. A black 1997 911 Turbo with 57,000 miles located in Canada was bid to $170,100. A Grigio alloy over red 2001 Ferrari 360 Spider with 25,000 miles was bid to $65,000. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, 7 Porsches and 3 Ferraris. Hi there. Porsches sold on Bring a Trailer include a black 3,300 mile 2003 911 C4S Coupe sold for $80,500. I really like 996 C4Ss, and so I like this. I just don't like the price. Well sold. For Ferrari, a Rosso Corsa over Nero Euro 1993 512 TR with 108,000 kilometers sold for $166,000. A little higher mileage than most Ferraris transacted here. The miles definitely depressed the bidding, and this was well purchased. A Rosso Corsa over Crema 2,800 mile 1989 Testarossa sold for $205,000. Sold here 2 years ago for $184,000 with 200 fewer miles. This was likely a fair sale price for a collector-level Testarossa. On Cars and Bids, a Zermatt Silver 1988 Porsche 944 Celebration Edition with 98,000 miles sold for $12,100. This is one of 500 examples commemorating the 100,000th 944, with a cool interior. While it has a few opportunities, this was definitely a fair sale. A black 2007 Cayman with 63,000 miles sold for $24,000. A nice car and a nice price, this was a fair sale. On P-Car Market, a Meteor over black 2007 Boxster S with 67,000 miles sold for $21,000. A clean 987, this was a fair sale. A Guards Red 1981 911 SC Coupe with 164,000 miles sold for $60,000. Lots of miles and pushing the edge of fair, still it was a fair sale. A black, turbocharged 1984 911 Cab 964 look with 113,000 miles sold for $39,250. Assuming that the work was competently performed, this was a bargain. A gray 1961 Ferrari 250 GTE 2+2 Series 1 with 13,000 kilometers sold for $535,000. One of 299 Series 1 cars, 250s have many fans. I'm not one of them. This was well sold. 3 cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met today, July 11th. A Sienna modified 1983 Porsche 911 SC Coupe with 54,000 miles was bid to $50,500. A GT Silver 2021 911 C4S Coupe with 230 miles was bid to $127,000. A Rosso Corsa Rest of World 1986 Ferrari 328 GTS with 26,000 miles was bid to $70,000. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include a 944, a Boxster, a Cayman, 5 911s, including a GT3 and a race car, and a Ferrari F355. Hi there. Porsche sold on Bring a Trailer include a silver, one-owner 1983 944 with 125,000 miles that sold for $7,900. I am certain this car has some unknown items that need to be addressed. Regardless, this was well purchased. An Arctic Silver over Black 1998 Boxster with 97,000 miles sold for $10,600. Another bargain. Well purchased. An Arena Red 1999 911 Coupe with 63,000 miles sold for $24,750. Sold here 2 years ago for $33,000 when it had 49,000 miles. This is a nice color and a better than fair sale price. A Guards Red over Black 23 years owned 1992 911 America Roadster with 65,000 kilometers located in Canada sold for $113,700. One of my very favorite models, this was well purchased. I'll show more and talk about this uncommon 964 in today's short video. A gray-black 2011 911 GT3 RS with 19,000 miles sold for $271,000. One of 541, these are very potent track cars. Not so much for the street. This was well sold. Speaking of track cars, a Signal Red Daytona Class winning 1965 911 Coupe sold for $441,000. It's tough to pin a value on an historic vehicle, but I'd speculate that this was at least a fair sale price. For Ferrari, a blue Swatters over cream Euro 1997 F355 GTS with 67,000 kilometers, located in Canada, sold for $225,000. An uncommon color on a potent performer, this sale price was very fair. On P-Car Market, an Ocean Blue 1999 Porsche 911 Coupe with 56,000 miles sold for $30,000. Ocean Blue is a very cool color, and even with the yellow interior, this was a fair sale. A Meteor 2009 Cayman S with 90,000 miles sold for $31,000. I think this was sold just beyond fair in the well-sold zone, just slightly. A GT Silver, one-owner, 15,000-mile 2007 911 Turbo Coupe sold for $145,000. A very capable, clean 997, this low-mile car was well sold. 8 cars were bid with the reserves not met today, July 12th. On Bring a Trailer, a triple black 21,000-mile 2015 Porsche Boxster S was bid to $46,750. A gray-blue 1987 911 Coupe with 138,000 miles was bid to $51,000. A linen gray over brown 1989 911 Targa with 88,000 miles, presented by a great seller, was bid to $80,500. A carmine red 1,700-mile 2022 911 C4 GTS Coupe was bid to $156,000. A GT Silver 2022 911 GT3 Touring with 1,200 kilometers, located in Canada, was bid to $206,000. A silver and black over red and black modified 1975 Dino 308 GT4 with 69,000 miles was bid to $47,500. On Cars and Bids, a black with stripes over gray 2003 911 Cabriolet with 63,000 miles was bid to $21,996. A black 1995 911 Coupe with 88,000 miles was bid to $79,500. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsche sold include a 944, a Cayman, 5 911s, and a Ferrari F355 Spider. Hi there. Porsche sold on Bring a Trailer include a black 1987 944 Turbo with 170,000 miles that sold for $7,251. Even with the miles, this was a bargain price. A black 39,000-mile 2008 Cayman sold for $22,000. This was a very nice price on a good-looking 987. A GT Silver 2004 911 40th Anniversary Edition with 92,000 miles sold for $42,996. The 40th Anniversary Editions have the look of a C4S with a slight power bump and don't have the weight penalty of the all-wheel drive system. This was a fair sale price. A Guards Red over Black 26 years owned 1995 911 Cabriolet with 71,000 miles sold for $85,000. Not a bargain price like we've recently seen. This car traded on its long-term ownership and some smart salesmanship. This was a fair sale price. A Basalt Black original owner 2008 911 Turbo Cabriolet with 42,000 miles sold for $92,000. This 997 was a fair sale price, again, somewhat driven by the long-term ownership. Let's continue our talk about long-term owners. A light ivory, one owner, 1964 356C Coupe sold for $100,000. An original unrestored car, there is value in the imperfection. This was a fair sale price. For Ferrari, a Rosso Corsa over tan 1996 F355 Spider with 18,000 miles sold for $98,000. This car has appeared here twice before and was unsold. As one comment noted, 360s and even 430s are within this car's ballpark price. Today's price is fair, close to well sold. An Oro Chiaro over Testa di Moro, gold over brown, 1983 Ferrari 308 GTSI Quattro Vivale with 45,000 miles presented by a great seller, sold for $115,000. Great presentation, and a color not often encountered, and a car well sold. On P-Car Market, a Seal Gray modified 2001 911 Turbo Coupe with 73,000 miles sold for $55,000. This car has upgraded suspension, larger turbos, an intercooler, upgraded exhaust, and other GT2 spec parts, so assuming that the work was competent, this was very much a bargain. A Guards Red 1989 911 Speedster Straussic 3.6 liter sold for $85,911. No one asked me, but I really dislike modifications like this that are made to limited production cars. This car is very clean, includes a hardtop, and was likely sold at a fair price. 2 Porsches on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met today, July 13th. A midnight blue 2002 911 coupe with 75,000 miles was bid to $53,501. A dark blue 1989 911 C4 coupe with 128,000 miles presented by a great seller was bid to $87,500. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include 10 911s, and for Ferrari, shout thou count to 3, no more, no less. Hi there. Porsches sold on Bring a Trailer include a repainted white 1970 911T Targa project car that sold for $11,911. Fitted with a fiberglass body kit and the subject of many choices that I would call questionable, this was likely a fair sale price to the right person. A silver, modified 1980 924 Turbo sold for $25,424. Fitted with a body kit that largely mimics the 924 Carrera GT, this was a fair sale price. A black 1986 911 Targa with 121,000 miles sold for $60,000. This car has a few dings and scrapes, and this price reflects that. This was a fair sale. A velvet red over black 1989 911 Targa with 120,000 miles sold for $71,599. Perhaps just beyond fair, this is a nice red. A metallic blue, modified, twin-plug 3.2-liter powered 1975 911S coupe sold for $76,000. A great exterior and a striking interior, this was a fair sale price. A Guards Red 1988 911 coupe with 43,000 miles sold for $90,000. Sold here in June for $90,500 to a non-paying bidder, this was a fair sale price. Again, a Shark Blue 2022 911 GT3 with 1,900 miles sold for $231,000. Sticker on this was $195,000. This was well sold. For Ferrari, a Rosso Corsa over beige 1995 348 Spider with 63,000 miles sold for $72,000. A bit longer on mileage than most and subject to some potentially questionable modifications, this seems to have been a fair sale price. Another race red car, this a 16,000-mile 1989 Testarossa sold for $147,000. A recent engine-out service sets up this car for the foreseeable future, and its condition seems commendable. This was well purchased. A blue Tour de France 20,000-mile 2000 456M GT sold for $160,000. A good color and a nice color combination, this was well sold. I'll show more and talk about this 456 in today's short video. On P-Car Market, a white over black 13,000-mile 2016 911 C4 GTS Cabriolet sold for $118,000. Sticker on this was $145,000. This seems to be a fair sale price. Another 13,000-mile car, this an Arctic Silver modified 2003 911 GT2 sold for $145,000. Several exterior mods, like the nose, the spoiler, slits at the rear of the car, these are certainly subject to one's taste, but to me, they lack taste and make me wary of the car and its ownership. To me, this was well sold. A Kingston Gray 1975 911S Coupe 3.8-liter backdate sold for $277,500. 2,300 pounds, 350 horsepower. Quick, This appears to be a well-built car, and the sale price not unreasonable. Fair? Difficult to say, but a bargain when compared to other similar cars that routinely sell for double or triple this price. An Arctic Silver 1997 911 Turbo with 81,000 kilometers sold for $237,993. Delivered to Germany and fitted with a WLS2 power upgrade package in 2014, this makes the car the equivalent of a Turbo S, 450 horsepower. It's a nice car, but the sale price is very high. Well sold. One car on Bring a Trailer was bid with its reserve not met today, July 14th. A jet black over Bordeaux red 2023 911 Targa 4 GTS was bid to $201,000. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Hi there. Porsche sold on Bring a Trailer include an Arctic Silver over Boxster Red modified 39,000 mile 1999 Boxster that sold for $16,400. A new nose, an interesting spoiler, and a few other touches personalize this 986, and as long as one is tolerant of the interior bloodbath in the mods, this was well purchased. A murdered out lapis blue over ghostly gray 2002 911 Targa with 106,000 miles sold for $22,501. This is a 911 that's been around the block, and it shows some signs of wear and deferred maintenance. This may have been well purchased. The appearance makes me a bit cautious. A Guards Red 44,000 mile 2008 Cayman S sold for $40,000. A clean 987 and a good Guards Red, this was well sold. Another 987, this a triple black 32,000 mile 2011 Boxster Spider sold for $60,000. Bid to $43,000 and unsold here in 2020, that high bidder negotiated the purchase of this car after the sale and is today's seller. There are a few minor blemishes and equipment mods, but I think this model represents huge value, and I guess it'll be among my future purchases. This was on the high side of fair. I'll show more of these last two 987s in today's short video. A black 1997 911 Coupe with 51,000 miles sold for $73,993. This is a 911 with an interesting history. Purchased back by Porsche because the initial owner claimed the car had a wheel shimmy that was incurable by the dealer in 4 attempts, thus the buyback. This was very well purchased. Another black car, this a triple black 1988 911 Targa with 76,000 miles sold for $80,000. I'm not a fan of the T-tray spoiler in general, and on Targas I think it looks particularly uncool. This was a fair sale on an otherwise fine car. 3 cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met today, July 15th. An Alpine White 1989 Porsche 944 Turbo with 59,000 miles was bid to $29,751. A repainted black over red 1964 356C Cabriolet was bid to $136,000. A Gaio Modena 20,000 mile 2006 Ferrari F430 Spider was bid to $209,000. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include a 356, a pair of 987s, and 3 911s. Hi there. Porsches sold on Bring a Trailer include a black 2006 Cayman S with 87,000 miles that sold for $23,000. A sale light on the car's history and one that's had 7 owners, this was a fair sale price. A triple black 2009 Boxster S with 79,000 miles sold for $28,750. A clean and attractive car, except for the script stripe. This was a fair sale price. A Guards Red, 36 years owned 1986 911 Cabriolet M491 with 31,000 miles sold for $105,000. A very low mile example, this was a fair sale price. A repainted blue 1956 356A 1600 coupe sold for $126,500. Despite the color change, this is a nice driver A, if that can be said of a car that's nearly 70 years old. A stone gray, backdated 1978 911 SC Coupe turbocharged twin-plug 3.4 liter sold for $180,000. Another car with a striking interior color, or polarizing, this was likely a fair sale price. The finish on this 911 is superb. A black 5,000-mile 2016 911R sold for $455,000. One of 991 built, this had a sticker price of $214,000, and while it seems crazy to call this well purchased, it may have been, and it was at least fair. I'll show more and talk about this car in today's short video. One Porsche Armbringer trailer was bid with its reserve not met today, July 16th. A slate gray 1966 912 coupe was bid to $41,000. One Ferrari was bid to $56,000. A Rosso Chiaro 1978 308 GTB with 23,000 miles. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include a 944, a Boxster, and 5 911s, including 3 turbos. Hi there. Porsche sold on Bring a Trailer include a Guards Red 1986 944 with 31,000 miles that sold for $18,500. Acquired here in 2021 for $15,600. This is a decent car and a nice price. Well purchased. An Arctic Silver 1999 911 C4 Coupe with 116,000 miles sold for $36,000. Sold here in 2021 for $30,750. This sale was pushing the edge of the fair sale price envelope. A speed yellow over black 28,000-mile 2003 911 Cabriolet presented by a great seller sold for $43,000. Very low miles, very hot color, and a fair sale price. A dark blue over gray 32,000-mile 2011 Boxster S sold for $43,250. Not what I would call a pleasant interior color, but a well-maintained 987. This was well sold. A seal gray 35,000-mile 2002 911 Turbo Coupe sold for $67,500. A clean 996, this car has many positive attributes and an angry sea of gray sloshing around on the inside. This was a fair sale. A black 21,000-mile 2011 911 Turbo Coupe sold for $165,000. Sold here 2 years ago for $179,000. Today's price is better, and the car was still well sold. An Arena Red 17,000-mile 1997 911 Turbo presented by a great seller sold for $266,000. Sold here in 2021 for $262,000. Like the previous sale, this is a better price, slightly, and the car was still well sold today. I mentioned in a recent video the attractiveness of this color, and this is the embodiment of that statement. I'll show more and talk about this 993 in today's short video. One Porsche on Bring a Trailer was bid with its reserve not met today, July 17th. A Garnet Red 1986 911 Coupe with 32,000 miles was bid to $84,500. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, a variety of Porsches, 912, 944s, 968, Boxsters, Cayman, and 911s, and a pair of Ferrari 348s. Hi there. Porsche sold on Bring a Trailer include a black over Savannah beige 1999 Boxster with 64,000 miles that sold for $13,250. This is a Bad Luck 986. It's on its third engine after two were replaced by Porsche in 1999 and 2005. This was well purchased, beige or otherwise. An Alpine White 1991 944 S2 with 104,000 miles sold for $17,500. S2s are the last 944 iteration, and this example was well purchased. A coral red Rest of World 1992 968 coupe with 173,000 kilometers sold for $26,500. The S2 reviewed was the Peak 944. This is that 944's successor. I really enjoyed my 968 and I'll own another, I'm sure. This nice car was a fair sale. A silver 1976 912E sold for $34,912. 912s have four-cylinder engines rather than the 911's 6. This is a decent example. This was a fair sale price. A seal gray 28,000-mile 2003 911 C4S coupe sold for $50,000. A fine low-mile 996, this sale was higher than most, but there's long-term value in this car. However, the price is a touch high. A black 2012 Cayman R with 69,000 miles sold for $55,500. 543 Rs were brought to the U.S. They have a few additional horsepower, 330, and weigh 100 pounds less than S's. This was a fair sale. I'll show more and talk about this 987R in today's short video. A sapphire blue 2014 911S coupe with 23,000 miles sold for $77,777. I like this car and this color, and this sale was on the upper end of the fair range. A black 1995 911 coupe with 46,000 miles sold for $91,500. Woodsy. Yuck. Otherwise, this was a fair sale. A midnight blue Rest of World 1993 911 Turbo 3.6 with 92,000 miles sold for $335,965. A beautiful exterior and a mostly sad interior. This was well sold. For Ferrari, a Rosso Corsa over Nero 11,000-mile 1991 348 TS sold for $78,000. This clean, low-mile car seems to have been a fair sale price. On Cars and Bids, an Arctic Silver over Boxster Red 2000 Boxster S with 18,200 miles sold for $20,000. Low miles and excellent condition, this was well purchased. A midnight blue over gray 2005 911S Cabriolet with 36,000 miles sold for $41,000. An attractive 997, this was a decent sale price, a fair sale. A dark blue 2014 Cayman with 28,600 miles sold for $45,000. While this is another attractive car, this 981 pushed through the fair sale envelope. It was well sold. A Rosso Corsa 1991 Ferrari 348 TB with 51,000 miles sold for $65,000. A fair sale price, this high-mile 348 has had a recent engine-out service. On PCAR Market, a Mexico Blue 1986 944 Turbo race car sold for $12,500. Extensively modified for track use, this was probably a fair sale. Two cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met today, July 18th. A red over black 1976 911S Targa was bid to $37,888. A Python Green 2022 Boxster GTS 4.0 with 828 miles was bid to $99,509. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include a 944, a Boxster, and a Cayman GT4, 7 911s plus a 930. Hi there. Porsches sold on Bring a Trailer include a Platinum Silver 22,000 mile 2013 Boxster S that sold for $44,981. A nice car sold at a full price. Well sold. A Guards Red over Black 1986 911 Cabriolet with 93,000 miles sold for $51,000. Very clean and a good value. A well-purchased classic. A Midnight Blue over Cashmere Beige 1996 911 Targa with 99,000 miles sold for $70,500. A popular color combo to many, not me. This was a fair sale price for a 993. A Mocha Brown 18,000 mile 1979 928 presented by a great seller sold for $75,000. Low miles and fantastic prep and presentation combined to make this a fat sale price. Fair. A Cobalt Blue modified 2007 911 Turbo Coupe with 70,000 miles sold for $88,000. Sold here 2 years ago for $89,500. If you recall, I set a $100,000 cap as the bargain price for a 997, and this is well below that. Modified? Yes. Still a bargain. A Mexico Blue 1974 911 Coupe 2.9 liter sold for $90,000. These are the best cookie cutter wheels I have ever seen. This may have sold a touch high, but the car appears to be in solid condition. A Speed Yellow 2019 911T with 31,000 miles sold for $96,991. Stickered at $125,000, this was a fair result. A Guards Red modified 1979 930 Turbo with 85,000 miles sold for $130,000. This is a desirable model. It has been repainted, and the modifications and the paint are what turns me sour on this example. 500 wheel horsepower, though, is substantial. My best to the buyer. This was well sold. A Miami Blue 2020 Cayman GT4 with 4,000 miles sold for $124,567. Sticker on this was $116,000. This was well sold. An OC Blue 1969 911S Coupe sold for $145,000. A lovely car, great paint and good condition. This was on the low side of fair, near a bargain price. A black modified 1982 911 SC Coupe twin plug 3.4 liter sold for $155,000. A great backdate. This appears to be a quality build and the price fair. I'll show more and talk about this 911 in today's short video. On Cars and Bids, an Alpine White 1985 944 with 61,000 miles sold for $11,200. This was a fair car at a fair price. On P-Car Market, a triple black 1990 911 C4 cab with 108,000 miles sold for $49,000. This is a pretty good looking car, a driver to be sure, and it sold at a fair price. One car on Bring a Trailer failed to meet its reserve today, July 19th. A Polar Silver 33,000 mile turbocharged 1996 911 C4S was bid to $119,000. On Cars and Bids, a Python Green 2022 911T was bid to $137,500. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include 5 911s, including a Speedster and a GT3, and a Cayman, plus a Ferrari 360 Spider. Hi there. Porsche sold on Bring a Trailer include a violet chromo flare 2000 911 C4 Millennium with 102,000 miles that sold for $30,000. Number 12 of 911 examples. This is a clean car and the price isn't unreasonable unless you consider the interior color and dead trees offensive, which are certainly borderline for me, even with the cool exterior. I'll show more and talk about this 996 in today's short video. A Grand Prix White, one owner, 1979 911 SC Coupe with 238,000 miles sold for $65,500. A very cool piece of history. I really like the idea of this car and keeping it on the road. This was well sold. A Carmine Red 14,000 mile 2016 911 GTS Coupe sold for $111,000. Sticker on this was $138,000. This seems like a fair sale price. On the high side, but fair. A black over tan 1989 911 Speedster with 85,000 miles sold for $151,000. One of 823 U.S. cars, these wide bodies are collectible, even with this mileage. This was well sold. For Ferrari, a blue Tour de France 12,000 mile 2004 360 Spider presented by a great seller sold for $220,000. A fat sale price prompted by the color combo as well as the presentation and the seller. This was very well sold. On Cars and Bids, a Seal Gray 2006 Porsche Cayman S with 45,000 miles sold for $32,750. A good car and a price that pushed past fair. This was well sold. On P-Car Market, a Chalk 2,000 mile 2022 911 GT3 Touring sold for $281,991. Sticker on this 992 was $199,000. This was well sold. 4 cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met today, July 20th. A triple black, 20 years owned 1995 911 Cabriolet with 95,000 miles was bid to $38,500. A tangerine-ish 1968 911L soft window Targa was bid to $66,000. An Atlas Gray over Gray 14,000 mile 2004 911 Turbo Cabriolet X50 presented by a great seller was bid to $74,500. A white 2012 911 GT3 Cup presented by the same great seller as the previous car was bid to $86,000. On Cars and Bids, an Arctic Silver 2004 911 Turbo X50 with 56,000 miles was bid to $48,250. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include a pair of 356Bs, a pair of Boxsters, a Cayman, and a few 911s, plus a Ferrari 456 GT and a 308 GTS. Hi there. Porsche sold on Bring a Trailer include a Speed Yellow 9,000 mile 2000 Boxster S that sold for $25,750. Low miles and a hot color, a high but fair sale price. An Arctic Silver 1999 911 C4 Coupe with 68,000 miles sold for $29,000. A clean 996, this was a fair sale despite the sad sea of gray interior. A black 1993 928 GTS with 71,000 miles sold for $90,000. Sold here 3 years ago for $65,000. Today's sale price seems a little rich, but just 102 came to the U.S. for the year, so maybe it was still fair. I'll show more and talk about this GTS in today's short video. An Ivory 1962 356B Super 90 Coupe sold for $160,000. A nice car. This falls somewhere between a driver and a collector car, closer to driver. This was a fair sale price. For Ferrari, a Verde Mugello 18,000 mile 1995 456 GT sold for $74,500. A car with some opportunities in deferred maintenance, this was sold at the high end of fair. A Rosso Dino over black 1979 308 GTS sold for $75,500. This is a better than average car that sold at an average price. On Cars and Bids, a ruby red 2008 Porsche Cayman with 27,000 miles sold for $26,666. A Betty, beautiful exterior and disappointing interior, this Cayman was sold at a bit of a bargain price. A Glacier White modified 1997 911 C4S Coupe with 130,000 miles sold for $101,500. Many modifications and a sale price that was likely slightly depressed because of them, this was a fair sale. On P-Car Market, a Lapis Blue over Savannah Beige 43,000 mile 2001 Boxster sold for $13,000. A great buy on a clean 986. The price helps offset the trauma potentially induced by the dusty interior. An Ivory 1963 356B 1600 Super Carmen Coupe sold for $78,250. A tidy car that sold for a tidy sum, a fair sum. Yes, more of a driver. A yellow RWB modified 1987 911 Turbo Coupe with 111,000 kilometers sold for $92,000. RWB produces interesting cars in Japan, and they are collectible. This was sold at a bargain price. Two cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met today, July 21st. A Grand Prix White 1987 911 Coupe with 120,000 miles was bid to $64,500. A Guards Red over Black 1989 911 Targa with 65,000 miles was bid to $70,500. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include a 914, a Boxster, a Cayman GT4, and a 911 Turbo. Ferraris include a 308 and a 328. And yes, I wore a shirt very similar to this yesterday. Hi there. Porsche sold on Bring a Trailer include a Lapis Blue over Gray 26,000 mile 2002 Boxster S that sold for $23,555. A nice car with a cloudy gray interior, this was a fair sale price. A Sunshine Yellow 1973 914 2.0 sold for $63,000. An all-original car with full documentation, a car that was raced for 18 years and then competed in concours events for 30 years. This was a high sale price. A Racing Yellow 14,000 mile 2016 Cayman GT4 sold for $99,500. Sticker on this 981 was $91,000. This was well sold. An Atlas Gray 35,000 mile one owner 2007 911 Turbo Coupe sold for $115,000. A great looking car. This was well sold. For Ferrari, I missed a car yesterday. A Rosso Corsa 1988 328 GTS sold for $106,000. Detailed history and prime condition combined to make this a fair sale. A Gaio Modena Euro 1974 308 GT4 sold for $87,000. Well purchased today. The seller apparently took a bath to the tune of more than $50,000 on this car. Not good, unless you're the buyer. 4 cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met July 22nd and 23rd. A triple black 26,000 mile 2000 Boxster was bid to $15,500. A black 1988 911 Coupe with 97,000 miles was bid to $50,000. A Guards Red 1978 911 SC Coupe with 99,000 miles was bid to $56,000. A Triplicati Nero 27,000 mile 1995 Ferrari 348 Spider was bid to $53,000. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. For July 24th and 25th, many Porsches, many unsold. Hi there. Porsches sold on Bring a Trailer include a speed yellow over a sad sea of gray, and more grayness 2000 911 Cabriolet with 68,000 miles that sold for $23,000. Gray is a color that I would choose for a top. Never. With yellow? Never, ever. This was a fair sale price. A black 2000 911 Coupe with 71,000 miles sold for $28,000. Equipped with an aero kit and with a rebuilt engine 20,000 miles ago, this was a fair, close to bargain sale. A reddish or orangish 2.4-liter powered 1973 914 sold for $49,250. A 6 rather than a 4 sits in the back, and that can transform the little teen. This was well sold. A repainted red 1963 356C coupe sold for $72,000. Probably a fair sale price. It's not a bad-looking car, just short on little things. A silver Euro 1979 930 Turbo sold for $90,000. A lot of car for the money. This was a fair sale price. An Arena Red 1998 911S with 69,000 miles sold for $151,000. Another Betty, beautiful exterior, disappointing interior. Cashmere beige. This was well sold. A black, backdated 1985 911 Coupe presented by a great seller sold for $178,000. A quality build, still, this was well sold. A Shark Blue 2022 911 GT3 with 1,600 miles, sold for $260,000. Sticker on this was $226,000. This was well sold. A Voodoo Blue 2023 911 GT3 Touring with 1,600 miles, sold for $299,000. Sticker here was $236,000. Another well-sold 992. On Cars and Bids, an Arctic Silver over Cocoa 2006 Boxster S with 66,000 miles sold for $21,500. This was a nice car that sold at a fair price. On P-Car Market, a black 1987 Porsche 944 S with 60,000 miles sold for $11,000. Not perfect, but certainly a bargain sale price. A triple black 1999 911 Cabriolet with 80,000 miles sold for $22,000. Another great bargain. This is a car that typically is subject to the 99 model year microeconomy, and this was a 911 for the price of a Boxster. Next, a Boxster. A Guards Red over Black 2005 Boxster S with 38,000 miles sold for $22,500. Low miles and a good Guards Red. This was another bargain. A black 19,000 mile 2016 Cayman S sold for $54,000. This 981 was not a bargain. This was well sold. A Carrera White over Sand Beige 2012 911 C4S Cabriolet sold for $56,000. Relative to other 997.2 sales, this was a fair price. A Venetian Blue 1988 3.3-liter turbocharged, modified 911 with 74,000 miles sold for $83,000. A good color and lots of mods, this was likely a fair sale price. 5 cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met July 24th and July 25th. A Guards Red 1986 944 with 129,000 miles was bid to $10,500. A Macadamia over Brown 46,000 mile 2011 Boxster S was bid to $41,000. A black twin-plug 3.8-liter powered 1982 911 SC Coupe was bid to $92,500. A black 22,000-mile 1996 911 Coupe was bid to $93,993. A GT Silver 2022 911 C4 GTS Coupe with 1,600 miles, was bid to $152,000. A Midnight Blue 1996 911 Turbo with 20,000 miles was bid to $250,000. On Cars and Bids, a very black 2016 Cayman GT4 with 15,000 miles was bid to $91,000. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include 5 911s, including a GT3, a pair of Boxsters, and a Cayman, plus a Ferrari 512 BBI. Hi there. Porsches sold on Bring a Trailer include a lime green 1969 911E Targa project car that sold for $13,250. Missing its drivetrain and interior, this shell seems to have been well sold. A dark blue over two-tone gray 2013 Boxster with 52,000 miles sold for $34,250. This is an interesting car, fairly sold. A Guards Red over black 20,000-mile 2003 911 Cabriolet sold for $35,250. A clean, low-mile, good-looking car, this was a fair sale price. A black 25,000-mile 2006 Cayman S sold for $37,000. A decent car, this was well sold. A beautiful, painted and repainted Aubergine 1973 911T Coupe sold for $86,000. A great color and great paint job, this was well sold. A GT Silver over black 2020 Boxster Spider with 3,200 miles sold for $121,000. The sticker on this was $116,000. This was another well-sold, used 981718 that surpassed sticker. A pure green 2018 911 GT3 with 4,600 miles sold for $223,000. Sold here 2 years ago for $243,000. This was still well sold today. A signal yellow over brown 1973 911S Targa sold for $268,000. 10% of the sale price was donated to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. Nice. A very clean S. This originally had brown leather, and it should be put back. The wool, papita, and vinyl detracts from an otherwise lovely car. For Ferrari, a red 1984 512 BPI with 7,000 miles sold for $345,000. Low miles and extremely clean, this was well sold. I'll show more and talk about this 512 in today's short video. 4 cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met today, July 26th. A Grand Prix White over Blue 1984 911 Cabriolet was bid to $40,000. A Guards Red 1996 911 Coupe was bid to $60,000. A Prunia 1986 Ferrari Mondial 3.2 Cabriolet was bid to $30,500. A repainted red 1964 330 America presented by a great seller was bid to $400,000. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include 10 911s plus a Ferrari F355 and a Dino. Hi there. Porsche sold on Bring a Trailer include an ocean blue over blue 21 years owned 2000 Boxster S with 44,000 miles that sold for $17,003. This is a decent car that sold at a decent price. A fair sale. Another ocean blue car, this a sea over sand Savannah beige 2000 911 Cabriolet with 57,000 miles sold for $24,000. Purchased here in May for $27,000. This was a better price and closer to fair. A Lagoon Green over Black 1987 911 Targa 3.4 liter with 178,000 miles sold for $64,000. Bored out to 3.4 liters in 2021, this seems a little high for this car. I know the color bumped up the price. Still, I think it's a fair sale. A Cassis Red over Silver Gray 1988 911 Cabriolet with 128,000 miles sold for $37,000. A total loss vehicle with a previous salvage title, this was a fair price. And if the repair was properly executed, a bargain price for a lovely driver. A Rainforest Green over Savannah Beige 50,000 mile original owner 2001 911 sold for $34,000. Many are fans of this color combo. You guessed correctly if you excluded me from that group. This was a little bit high. A black over Cashmere Beige 1997 911 Cabriolet with 28,000 miles sold for $72,993. If you can handle the putrid interior, this was a bargain sale price. A Lennon Gray 1989 911 C4 Coupe with 108,000 miles sold for $98,000. Recently repainted, this is an attractive car, sold at a price that can still be considered fair. A Slate Blue 1985 911 Coupe with 54,000 miles sold for $111,500. The interior of this is a touch on the light side, sport seats, but I like this car. This was a fair sale price. A black 45,000 mile 1997 911 Turbo sold for $235,000. A very nice, super desirable 993. This was a high, fair sale price. For Ferrari, a black 32,000 mile 1995 F355 Berlinetta, presented by a great seller, sold for $156,355. A solid car. This was a fair sale. A Gallo Fly over Black 1972 Dino 246 GTS with 51,000 miles sold for $630,000. The fifth highest Dino sale price on this platform. This was well sold. On PCAR Market, an Arctic Silver over Black 44,000 mile 2005 911S Cabriolet sold for $37,247. This 997 sold at a reasonable price. A Meteor Gray 27,000 mile 2007 911 Turbo sold for $102,000. Just beyond a bargain sale price, this was fair. A Chalk 2000 mile 2022 911 GT3 Touring sold for $255,000. Sticker on this 992 was $199,000. This was very well sold. 3 cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met today, July 27th. A black 1981 Porsche 928 with 28,000 indicated miles was bid to $25,250. A basalt black 5,000-mile 2002 911 Turbo Coupe was bid to $86,500. A Guards Red 356-mile 2016 911 GTS Coupe was bid to $121,991. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include 6 911s, including an RS America and a pair of turbos, plus 5 Ferraris. Hi there. Porsches sold on Bring a Trailer include a light ivory over black 2.4-liter powered 1973 914 with 60,000 miles that sold for $36,500. Another example of a 6 stuffed into a teen. This was well sold. A Guards Red over Tan Rest of World 1984 911 cab with 80,000 miles sold for $48,750. A very clean car. This was well purchased. A Gazelle over Tan and Black 1975 911S Targa presented by a good seller sold for $53,500. A quality car, mechanically very good and cosmetically attractive, this was well purchased. A black 1978 911 SC Coupe with 150,000 miles sold for $68,000. Even at this price, this was a fair sale based on what seems to be a pretty good car. A silver 1976 930 Turbo Carrera with 42,000 miles sold for $127,000. If you like silver, you'll appreciate this car. It was a fair sale. Another silver car, a Polar Silver, 24 years owned, 1993 911 RS America with 86,000 miles, presented by a good seller, sold for $136,000. One of 701 built, these are wonderfully balanced performers. This was well sold. I'll show more and talk about this RS964 in today's short video. For Ferrari, a Rosso Chiaro over Nero 1978 308 GTS with 50,000 miles sold for $65,000. With the miles, this was a fair sale price. A Rosso Corsa over Beige 35 years owned 1987 328 GTS with 52,000 miles sold for $83,000. An appealing car, this sold for a better than fair price. A Rosso Corsa 18,000 mile 1990 Testarossa sold for $138,000. A fair value, edging toward a bargain, this car just had a major service. A Grigio Titanio 2001 550 Maranello with 49,000 miles sold for $138,000. Also sold here last year for $131,000. This was a fair sale price on a good-looking 550. On Cars and Bids, a Seal Gray 2003 Porsche 911 Turbo Coupe with 47,000 miles sold for $55,500. Sold at a price just beyond a bargain, this fair sale represents tremendous value. On P-Car Market, a triple black 2002 Boxster S with 50,000 miles sold for $18,000. A clean car that recently sat for 5 years, this was well purchased. A basalt black 2011 911 GTS Aero Kit Cup with 110,000 kilometers located in Canada sold for $77,000. 997s with aero kits are too seldom seen. This was well sold, and another nice looking car. A Rosso Corsa over Tan 1988 Ferrari 328 GTS with 42,000 miles sold for $75,000. More of a bargain than the previous 328, this seems well purchased. 2 cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met today, July 28th. a repainted red 1961 Porsche 356B coupe was bid to $69,000. A Viper Green RSR style 1972 911T coupe twin plug 3.2 liter presented by a great seller was bid to $245,000. On Cars and Bids, a Guards Red 1985 911 Cabriolet with 25,000 miles was bid to $37,000. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, lots of Porsches and a Ferrari. Hang in there. Hi there. Porsches sold on Bring a Trailer include a speed yellow over black 2000 Boxster S with 81,000 miles located in Canada that sold for $13,236. A U.S. delivered car, this was a bargain. An Arctic Silver over a sad sea of sullen gray 2001 Boxster with 61,000 miles sold for $14,000. Acquired here 2 years ago for $14,250, this was a bit of a bargain, even with the possible alternator and water pump needs. An Alaska Blue over Black 1974 914 sold for $19,140. Most of this car looks nice. This was a fair sale. A repainted purple 1970 911T coupe project car sold for $24,000. Lots of work to be done here, but I think it was a bargain. Well purchased. A black 1993 968 coupe with 189,000 miles sold for $24,968. A good car for the money. This was a fair sale, but as I sometimes share, I think there's additional value here, even with these miles. A Marathon Blue 1974 914 2.0 sold for $25,000. This presents as an original car, unrestored and truly in need of paint. This was a fair sale. An Arctic Silver lightly modified 43,000 mile 2002 911 coupe sold for $35,929. A decent car for the money. This was a fair sale price. A black 2008 911 C4S coupe with 85,000 miles sold for $40,500. A nice 997, this sold at a fair price. A Pacific Blue 1982 911 SC Targa with 51,000 miles located in Canada sold for $43,000. Shipped new to the U.S., this was a fair sale price given the lack of history provided. A Lapis Blue 2003 911 C4S coupe with 55,000 miles, also located in Canada, sold for $43,996. Even with the sorry, seemly sea of ghastly grayness, this was a fair sale price, and I like it. A mostly blue, 23 years owned 1970 914-6 track car sold for $46,250. Listed as a track car but street legal and registered in California, this was on the bargain end of the fair sale range. A white, repainted 1968 912 coupe presented by a great seller sold for $47,500. Originally Bahama yellow, the paint here is in good shape and the car presents well too. This was likely beyond a fair sale price because of a handful of issues or potential items to replace or to return to factory specs. A black 1989 944 S2 coupe with 37,000 miles sold for $49,000. A fat sale price for a low-mile, single-owner, single sport seat S2. This was well sold. A rusty bucket 1953 356 Pre-A coupe project car sold for $70,000. This 356 was placed in storage in 1968 and pulled from storage last month. Originally azure blue, a fantastic color for a 53, this could be a value play if a restoration crew is on retainer. Aside from that, this was well sold. A somewhat faded Venetian blue 1987 911 coupe with 91,000 miles sold for $78,500. Not a bad car, this was a fair sale. A midnight blue 1995 911 C4 coupe sold for $85,500. Acquired here 3 years ago for $58,100. Nice. This was a fair sale. A Lenin Gray 1989 911 coupe with 95,000 miles presented by a great seller sold for $110,000. Sold here in January for $155,000. Sorry to see the buyer take a bath like this. I did a short video on this car then, and I called it a top-of-market sale. The link is below. This was a fair sale price. A Grand Prix White 1974 911 Carrera Coupe sold for $145,000. Just over 500 of these were produced, and this is a fine example. This also was a fair sale price. A GT Silver 3100 mile 2019 911 GT3 Touring sold for $245,000. You know, I don't get it. Sticker here was $168,000. This was obscenely well sold. For Ferrari, a Rosso Corsa 1987 328 GTS with 18,000 miles sold for $104,000. This seems to be a lot of car for the sale price. Well purchased. 6 cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met July 29th and 30th. An Ocean Blue 2000 Porsche 911 Carrera Coupe with 92,000 miles was bid to $16,000. A black 1976 912E with 158,000 miles was bid to $40,000. A black 8,000-mile 2006 911 C4S Coupe was bid to $69,000. A Pink Pig modified 1987 911 Coupe track car with 88,000 miles was bid to $90,000. Very cool. A repainted gray 3-liter powered 1968 911 Coupe was bid to $105,000. A Rosso Chiaro 1976 Ferrari 308 GTB Vetro Resina was bid to $69,000. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include a 356 and 911s, including a Safari 911. 4 Ferraris include 308s, F355, and 360. Hi there. Porsches sold on Bring a Trailer include a Speed Yellow over Black 1999 911 Cabriolet with 73,000 miles that sold for $30,500. Sold for $22,500 on PCAR Market last month. A bargain price. This was a fair sale. A Speed Yellow, modified 2005 911S Coupe with 23,000 miles sold for $45,250. Lots of mods, some visibly not professionally installed, some a bit wonky. This was sold on the high side of fair. A Guards Red 930 powered 1985 911 Cabriolet M491 slant nose with 48,000 miles sold for $68,500. Sold on this platform last October by a great seller for $86,000 and bid to $51,000 in June. This was well purchased. A light ivory 1964 356C coupe sold for $93,000. This is a clean C that sold at a fair price. A green Safari style 1988 911 coupe sold for $135,000. Lots and lots of expensive mods went into this car. This was well purchased. I'll show more and talk about this off-road avocado in today's short video. For Ferrari, a black over Rosso 1985 308 GTS Quattro Vivale with 76,000 miles sold for $67,000. Many more miles than most 308s presented here, this was a good price. A Rosso Corsa over tan, 24,000 mile 1995 F355 Spider sold for $92,500. Another nice price, this low mile example was well purchased. A Grigio Alloy 2000 360 Modena with 42,000 miles sold for $93,500. A beautiful 360, this is due for a major service, $12,000 to $15,000. Still, a fair sale price. On Cars and Bids, a white 2021 Porsche 911 C4S Coupe with 12,000 miles sold for $137,000. Sticker here was $152,000. This was well sold. On PCAR Market, a Rosso Corsa over black 1982 308 GTSI with 79,000 miles sold for $57,500. Another higher mileage Ferrari, this was a fair sale price, as there's no clear indication that a recent service has been performed. Two cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met today, July 31st. A light bronze 1984 Porsche 911 Coupe M491 with 67,000 miles was bid to $89,000. A red 2022 911 GT3 with 537 miles was bid to $229,000. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well.